Welcome to the Civil Engineering Writing Project. Our goal is to guide you through effective writing techniques for civil engineering practice. This webcast is the first unit on word choice, focusing on a non-technical level. In this unit, we explain how words must be carefully selected to convey the meaning you intend, for technical and non-technical descriptions alike. When writing, it's easy to imagine you are speaking to a reader. When we are speaking, we rely on context to establish mutual understanding. For example, when person A asks person B, "Did you feed the dog?" person B knows the dog person A is referring to. The knowledge of the dog is part of a shared context or similar frame of reference. Unlike speech, when we write, our readers do not always have the same frame of reference we do. They cannot see it exactly the same way you do, which can cause confusion. In engineering, your words have to be as accurate and precise as your calculations and analyses are. It's crucial that your words reflect accurate descriptions and precise procedures. You cannot use words casually like you would in conversation. Your willingness to pay extra attention to the words you select for your writing now will help you and whoever reads your writing later. Remember, you are the only one who can guide your reader to your intended point. Writing that is clear, simple, and to the point makes for a happy reader. To help illustrate the need for clear and simple writing, listen to what an experienced engineering practitioner has to say.
You can't be a good engineer if you can't communicate what you did and what it means. Your engineering is only as good as your communication of it.
First, we will discuss effective word choices. Two characteristics that you'll see more in practitioners' writing than student writing are specific numbers and specific accurate verbs. Effective word choice means that you convey precise meaning, use specific numbers and accurate verbs for complete meaning, and include necessary details for the project. You are in control of what you write, and your goal is to produce the accurate and necessary details for your project or assignment. Whether writing a field report, memo, observation, or proposal, each word is an opportunity to present precise information. Take a look at these examples.
The bridge carries 2 lanes of the highway traffic, one westbound lane and one eastbound lane over the Grand Pass River. The purpose of the project is to improve the safety and capacity of the I-610 at Moraine Highway on-ramp.
In example 1, there are specific numbers, such as 2 lanes, 1 westbound lane, not many or multiple lanes, which is not as specific. In example 2, to improve is more specific than to make safe. To improve is also more accurate than increase safety, since increase is connected to a degree that is not measurable at this time. The change in level of safety could be measurable in the future after the project is complete. Engineers are known for being accurate and know how to use the appropriate degree of accuracy. Sometimes less is better. Effective writing uses quantities and measurements even in non-technical descriptions, but they are likely to be approximations rather than highly specific. When approximate measurements are appropriate, limit the number of significant figures. Instead, you can use an adverb such as approximately or roughly before the value. These sentences provide context in their documents.
The existing bridge crosses the Robles River and is located on the Copper-Stanville Highway, approximately 21 miles east of Copper City. The Lindsay Avenue Bridge is located in Cambridge, Oregon. Lindsay Avenue crosses over 29th Street in the Powell Historic Inventory area and is the sole means of access to approximately 40 homes.
More exact measurements, such as 21.73 miles east of the city boundary, or 39 homes and 1 garage apartment, are unnecessary for describing the general context. If more exact measures were included, they could distract the reader with misleading details and create unintentional liability if they proved inaccurate. The writers still use measurements, but they express the lack of precision with approximately and roughly. Some students think words need to show how smart and sophisticated the writer is. While it's tempting to choose words because they sound smart to make a good impression, this often backfires. Choosing words that you think sound sophisticated often lowers the effectiveness of your writing because the words tend to be inaccurate, imprecise, or worst of all, they can be made up. Consider this description of a visit to an engineering firm.
Jensen Smithford Engineering is one of the oldest and most proliferous firms in the industry. The fact that the entire presentation took place in the company's meeting room and not on its working floor lent a somewhat advertisemental feel to the visit.
In modern English, proliferous refers to plants' methods of reproduction and growth. Advertisemental is not a word. Instead of sounding smart, the writing sounds artificial. When writers try to pick smart-sounding words, they run the risk of obscuring their ideas and even damage their credibility. An instructor might even take it as the opposite of smart. For effective writing, concentrate instead on expressing accurate content with precise, unambiguous words. Here's another reflection from an experienced engineering practitioner.
Even words that seem similar, like calculate, estimate, and determine, don't mean the same thing. If you use the wrong word, you say something you don't mean, and you can end up causing unintentional liability for the firm.
In this section of the webcast, we will address the most common problems in novice engineers' writing and introduce specific techniques to use when writing and revising. These techniques include: choose specific words that unambiguously convey your intended message. Refer to quantities and measurements with appropriate level of precision. Delete unnecessary words, and check the literal meaning of the idea expressed in each sentence, not just individual words. We will present several incorrect sentences that need revision to be more effective. For practice, you can pause the video to rewrite the sentence by using the new writing technique. For some sentences, you may invent details to make the information more precise, but only for this practice, never for real content. All four of the writing techniques presented here are explained in greater detail in the written version of Language Unit 1, which can be found on the Civil Engineering Writing Project website. In this webcast, we only have time to address techniques 1, 3, and 4 in a quick demonstration. Here are two original examples of student writing.
This bridge will make it easier for people who don't necessarily have a car to cross the river. This railroad bridge is a steel girder bridge. See the attached photo on the next page.
In these sentences, there are words that are unnecessary and words that are imprecise. You can pause the video to write down the example sentences and underline the ambiguous or imprecise words you would delete. In example 1a, necessarily is underlined because it adds nothing to the meaning of the sentence. But now, think about the meaning. Does the writer really only mean a car? What about a van or motorcycle? And what if people have a vehicle but aren't driving it today? Pause the video again to revise the sentence by exchanging the ambiguous or imprecise words with more appropriate words.
This bridge will make it easier for people who are not driving a vehicle to cross the river.
In the final revision of example 1a, necessarily is deleted. The meaning was also made more accurate by using are not driving rather than have, and vehicle rather than car. People might own a car, truck, motorcycle, or van, but choose not to drive it. In example 2a, it is unnecessary to tell readers where a figure is located, so you should have underlined that. But is the attached photo the clearest way to refer to the photo? Pause the video to revise the content in the parentheses.
This railroad bridge is a steel girder bridge. See Figure 1.
In the revision of sentence 2a, the example refers only to the figure number. A document may have several figures and their locations may change as drafts are revised. The most concise and accurate way to refer to them is by their number. With precise word choices, the revision makes the content unambiguous and easier to read. Now let's go on to another kind of revision technique, where you check the literal meaning of the idea expressed in each sentence, not just the individual words. We'll look at one more example of student writing.
This reality was true for a variety of reasons.
Although most of the words in the sentence appear meaningful, the ideas expressed by the sentence is not effective. In this sentence, the writer is referring to discussing why measurements by team members varied. Go ahead and pause the video and revise the sentence to make the writer's idea clearer and more meaningful.
The variation in team members' measurements can be attributed to 3 factors.
This revision now conveys specific information by explicitly writing out what the author was originally referring to. The reality has been replaced with the variation in team members' measurements, and variety of reasons has been replaced by attributed to 3 factors. You can find extra practice sentences like these and more advanced examples in the written version of Language Unit 1. To find ambiguous or imprecise language, put yourself in your reader's shoes by asking yourself these questions. When I'm reading, do I have to guess about some of the information presented? When I'm reading, is my mind filling in the sentence with outside information? When I am reading, does the word choice make the information understandable, or do I have to reread it several times? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, it means there are several ambiguous or imprecise words or ideas in the text. Revisions are advised. This webcast has been on Language Unit 1, Word Choice for Accuracy and Precision, Non-Technical Language. In this unit, we introduced written examples from engineering practitioners to see what effective writing can look like. For a more detailed description of the content covered in this webcast and other tips for writing and proofreading, visit the Civil Engineering Writing Project website at www.cewriting.org. On the website, click on Materials for Courses and Self-Study, where you will find units on language, grammar, and genre for more instructions and techniques to improve your writing. These units include comprehensive descriptions and practice writing activities. Each unit icon will take you directly to the written version of the unit in a downloadable PDF file. While writing can seem easy and intuitive, writing requires judgment, just as all engineering does. Practice is crucial for writing more effectively. You can't just know the techniques. You have to see many examples and try them yourself. Thanks for watching, and join us again for more writing lessons from the Civil Engineering Writing Project.